The other question is somebody wants to know is what is the Stop the Hating campaign?
Stop the hating campaign is what I mentioned earlier about like people hating in wrestling and jealousy and it's just all the controversy that's like behind wrestling, like behind the scenes and stuff like that. That needs to stop. And not just like in the wrestling scene that like all the hating and stuff needs to stop, but the hating needs to stop in the streets too. Like for example, like just say like this good hat right here, somebody likes, and they want to take it because they hating because I have this hat. That's the thing that just needs to stop. Like all the jealousy, all the envy, and just all the stuff that people. Well, that's the same thing because Cameron put out something about stop snitching, and he did get robbed and didn't say anything. Let the people get away. This is something compared to that is like stop hating. So if we don't need any, the thing is there will be no snitching if people won't be hating. So for the snitching to stop, you gotta stop the hating too.
Absolutely. And there is more actually to it, which is going to come in the next few months and stuff. So
Oh yeah,
stay tuned.
the plans we have for
Yes,
the
so
stop the
stay
hating
tuned for
campaign.
that. There's a few people already who know about what's going to be going on.
And all we gotta do is just wait for the word from couple,
Somebody else, a couple of
couple,
other people.
yeah, a couple other people, and we're just gonna take it
So,
from there.
the other thing is that I want to know is why do you think that it's important for Southeast Wisconsin to have wrestling?
Southeast Wisconsin and Wisconsin in general always been underlooked in wrestling. Always underlooked. It's like we don't have that many women wrestlers that we should, because you can see them all in Chicago, all in New York and California and stuff like that. Wrestling in Wisconsin needs to be nationally known. Like we need people from like other states to come here in Wisconsin and see the very good wrestling shows that we have. And we do have very good wrestling shows. Like we have XLW that's good, ICW, MCW, BCW,
Fusion.
Fusion, SSW, all the
It's just too
shows that we
many.
have. Yeah, it's just too many to name, and plus like they all good in their own way. Which people don't see that all shows are good in their own way.
Right. And so the one other question that I want to know is how do you feel about the friendships you made through working with WFSO and working with these indie feds?
It's been a blast. It's like I'm a I used to be like a quiet person and just a person that just behind the scenes, whatever, just and that's the type of person I am. I like to be behind the scenes working on stuff, not being in front of person. But like doing this and plus meeting the people that I have met, that did make me a better person. So I'm glad, and I think for everybody that's watching WFSO, that's been part of WFSO and been part of the interviews and stuff like that. Because if it wasn't for y'all, it wouldn't be no WFSO, and I wouldn't have met none of y'all.
I agree. It has to be said that because of wrestling, I met my best friend. Um, Chris is one of our really good friends as well, and who, despite the fact that he likes everybody to believe that he's an asshole, he really isn't one. He's one of the really nicest guys out there, and I know that because of what we do, we have made such great friends that who we can rely on and who we know have our back when we need them, and that to me is a good thing.
It is.
It's a very good thing.
Let's see.
If AJ was in a match against John Cena and he had to pin him for the 1, 2, 3, could he do it?
Yeah, because I know it's a sport. I'm not gonna hold back because like he's my favorite wrestler. I'm not gonna hold back because it's all part of wrestling. You gotta.
I was gonna say, you know me, if I was in a wrestling match with my favorite wrestler, I'd just lay there and let him pin me.
It's like you gotta go out 100%. It's just like we trying to do with WFSO. We go at this project and everything else we do concerning with WFSO, we go at it 100%. If not 100%, 120%.
And somebody wants to know is, what do you think of Powerhouse Pro Wrestling?
I didn't catch much of Powerhouse Pro Wrestling as I didn't catch much of it, but the amount of the time and when they was running and the amount time that I caught it, nothing personal, anything like that. But if they would have run a little bit more, I could say more. But only thing I can say, but what I saw so far is they're very creative and they were running for like a very very long time. And like I think if they would have kept on going, they could have made history. They could have kept on making history. So I just wish it would have kept on going. And just personally, if maybe a few tweaks they can do with Powerhouse, but otherwise, Powerhouse Pro Wrestling could have had a big, big future.
Apparently, I haven't corrected myself when I said JP's name, and I'm not going to. Because he
Okay.
hasn't given me the list of rats for rat of the year yet.
Oh, because in 10 years, just Jake is going to pin Randy Orton for
Oh.
the WWE Championship.
Somebody wants to know is what is this clear the air thing that you are going on about?
Okay, like I said, I've been doing this since 2007. Been working on to doing wrestling fans speak out and stuff like that. As soon as we get more members that is more reliable to do the weekly shows, which we will start next week and stuff like that, as soon as that happens, I'm gonna step down and be behind the scenes. I'm not gonna like do any shows or anything like that. I'm gonna do interviews and keep on doing the radio show and AJ show, but like in front of the camera and stuff like that, I'm gonna be more behind the scenes.
Oh, no. Oh, you're gonna leave me to deal with those crazy people.
But like I said, it's just as soon I'm hoping by April we get the talent that we need to do this. As soon as that happens, I'm gonna step down and just be more behind the scenes.
Oh, dear.
Because I think like I've done a lot, and it's time for the new generation just to start stepping up.
Well, apparently we've got an argument going on here about JP's real name as to how it should be pronounced and everything. And personally, I think that JP should be known as Mr. Wonderful, he who is so gorgeous, sexy Jason Parks. But obviously, that's too much to spray paint on his jacket for him. Um, we've got a nice little argument going on there, and
Right.
we've got the I don't care that you don't care that I care that you don't care argument. So we'll let them get to it.
And keep going with the questions. We got like another 20 minutes, so behave yourself, guys.
I personally think that what we need to find out from you, Artrell, is do you have any plans to work with any feds in the future?
Besides like side projects that they want us to work with, like like BCW want us to do their very first live show, which will be done on the 18th, and we can guarantee that's going to happen because we gonna get the stuff that we need out the way right away within a week or
Right.
two, so we get that out the way. But it's gonna be official regardless of what's going on. That we will have BCW doing the live shows, and like anybody else after BCW does their live show, anybody else want us to do their live shows, we can do that.
Um, I'm reading these things at the side, and it's really funny. Okay, apparently JP thinks Chad couldn't roll on the floor laughing. Um, Chad wants to know is have you seen me lately? So they're getting onto their whole little thing.
Okay,
But
next question.
someone wants to know is what Fed, in your opinion, do you really think has the best crowd?
God, I'm not gonna say that until I present that Fed with the award
Yeah.
that has the loudest crowd. So I'm not gonna say anything until they are presented with the award. I have a pick, but I'm not gonna say who.
Yeah, because that comes down to the fact that some of those categories still haven't been voted on.
Right, and
Come
that
and
would be
vote.
that would be a big spoiler alert if I said anything, and I'm not gonna do that.
We need everybody to get on there. We need to vote for the loudest fans in Wisconsin and the best fans in Wisconsin.
Right, so go on our Facebook page, WFSO Facebook page, and do your vote for the loudest fans, because right now the Fed that I think has the loudest fans is winning. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say who, but that Fed is winning.
What we want to know is where do you see WFSO in 10 years?
Oh, whether I'll see him in 10 years? on national TV. I'm hoping that we'll get somewhere like national TV. That's what we're hoping.
McDonald's.
Hoping to get recognized around the world. Not just trying to like hold like the spotlight from like
The
anything else,
professionals.
but the thing is, I do want to see WFSO in 10 years out there, more out there than ever before.
Right.
Along with help with like others in the state of Wisconsin and stuff like that. And the main thing is like that's what Aaron would want it,
Oh my
especially when
God.
he did with WWE Experience of what he wanted to do,
Yeah.
and he was working with us about around the time that we got to know him and when he was alive.
Yeah.
So mainly, we're gonna try to push it to another level just for him.
Absolutely. And there is actually a there's a show coming up which we will be awarding someone the Aaron Thomas Achievement Award. That is an award that we have got together and that between me and AJ, because we obviously we're the ones in WFSL who knew Aaron, we decided that we were going to review everybody in Southeast Wisconsin in the wrestling
And
business
we did.
and hand out the Aaron Thomas Award for Achievement. Well, I wouldn't even say it's an achievement award. It's a case of acknowledging somebody who does so much for wrestling,
Inside and out.
and this award is going to go to them, and it's in Aaron's name because that's something that he would have
Wanted.
wanted. So that's going to be handed out. Um, says, do you see WFSO Australia and WFSO UK making a big impact in the WFSO world around here, or specifically there only?
Um, like making the big impact here. Like right now, I'm working on a little bit of stuff, especially trying to get out to Green Bay and Madison. So I'm working on that at the moment. So hopefully, within the couple of months, maybe like months, if no longer than a year, we can be known all around Wisconsin. But as in Australia, with the right workers, which I
Right.
think the person that Hazel selected is
Oh
going to be
yeah.
a very good worker. As for the UK, nothing personal, but I think it's a little bit of a slump because the I know the person we got in
Right.
charge has personal reasons, but that's why we tell people like if you're gonna run something, have more help, just
Yep.
like what we're
And come
doing.
to us if you're gonna run into a problem, so we can take over it. And the thing in regards to like the WFSO UK is that there's been a few people over here who have actually gone to visit the UK for extended vacations and stuff who are like, do you know anybody over there who runs a wrestling fed? And that's one thing that we're actually trying to do is if you go to the WFSO UK site, you'll see that I've got a list of all the different UK feds and who's in charge for people to be able to get in touch, see if you're on vacation there and get those things sorted out and wrestling and everything.
Right.
And in regards to WFSO Australia, the person who I'm approaching in regards to running that is a wrestler herself, so she is female. Um, she is somebody actually who is a very good friend of mine and is planning on coming over to Wisconsin probably sometime next year. And if that's the case that she does, we'd like to be able to get her in touch with the feds over here to be able to wrestle so she can add that to her portfolio, maybe get that kind of exchange thing going on. So we got a couple more questions that are further up. So AJ, would you referee a match between me and TC in a pudding match so I can get my payback for what he did to Robert?
if if they let me, sure.
Yay! And we should have the best pudding match award.
I don't think that's
Oh no, we could have the who looks best covered in pudding match. Oh yeah, can we do that?
next.
You're just so mean to me. There is actually a question I saw further down. It says, who actually is the head honcho CEO through the entirety of WFSO?
She's gonna argue with me about this, and I know she will. I'm gonna say myself, but she is more of the talker than I am. So you see right there, I know she want to say something.
I think
Like
that
she, the thing, the thing is like she is
yeah, you
more.
keep talking
She is
yourself
more.
out of this one.
Anyway, she is more of the